Dear colleagues, thank you very much for attending the Arctic Science Summit Week 2021. It is my pleasure to open this closing session and to thank you all for being involved. I'm going to say a few words on behalf of the local organizing committee. I am the chair of International Scientific Committee, and it was really a pleasure to have you online in such an event. Well, as most of you have noticed, even though many haven't been involved from the start to the end, we had a very long week of meetings. It has been really a pleasure to be leading this main international event on the Arctic from the 19th of March, last Friday, to today. So a full week with half of the program involving business and community meetings, and then the second half involving the science conference, which we are ending today. I would like to thank those of you who have been really involved in the preparation of the conference. This conference would not have been possible without the participation of the numerous chairs, which organized a large number of sessions. We had over 60 sessions, as you can see in this table, which you already know because you have been consulting it. But without the chairs, this haven't been possible. I would like, of course, also to thank my colleagues of the International Scientific Committee. Without their involvement and their reviewing of the abstracts, their collaboration in the planning of the sessions and the conference since over 1 year ago, we wouldn't be able to organize it with such a success. This conference also involved several keynote speakers and medal lecturers from IASC. Without them, this conference would haven't been as bright as it was. Thank you very much to all the keynote speakers. We are very happy and honored to have counted with you. And of course, I would like also to extend the compliments and acknowledgements to my colleagues in the local organizing committee. You will see some of the photos of the people behind the scenes. After a while, it was really a pity that we were not able to receive you here in Lisbon in person. We were really looking forward during the planning that took place in the last 3 years to meet you here and also to showcase some of our research in person, and also to show you around some of the very nice areas that we have close to Lisbon. We had planned for a very nice cultural program and also a very nice science venue. But well, since a few months ago, we have decided to move to online, and we are quite happy with the final results. Well, this conference was really much larger than we expected in the beginning. We had over 1,400 participants from 37 different countries. In total, 189 participants registered for the business meetings only, 713 only for the science conference, and over 500 to the full event. From these, we had almost 600 participants from the groups of the students, early career researchers, and indigenous peoples. The conference had 36 business sessions, 82 science sessions, and we have over 168 hours of science sessions on video, which we are now going to edit and make available for all of you for the next 6 months. So you can have the pleasure of listening to so nice science communications that have been going on during the past days. We have received 53 video e-posters of 5 minutes, which are going also to be available online, 147 PDF e-posters, 5 keynote lectures. We had 2 IASC medalist keynote lectures. We had, between us, over 9,000 Slack messages among the team. It was a bit of a nightmare behind the scenes. And we received also a few emails, as you might imagine. Well, this is the team behind the scenes, and I would like you to see the faces. I'm not going to tell all the names, but these are the guys who were almost 24/7 during the last 2 weeks working behind the scenes to make this happen. Thank you very much to all the members of the local organizing committee, which were really involved in making this happening. But I want also to spend a bit of time with our amazing team of students and early career researchers, which have been supporting us in this fantastic team of volunteers, which you may have met in the rooms during the virtual event. it was really incredible. We were able to have 8 parallel sessions, and everything run as smoothly as possible, I think. So thank you very much to all of you who really became engaged in promoting the polar sciences, and I hope that many of you will become engaged in the polar sciences and will become future researchers for an Arctic which will become more sustainable than today. Finally, I would like to let you know that we have finally come up with the Science Conference Book of Abstracts, which is available today in this very easy to follow link, so please take note of it. Of course, this is just a joke. You can find it in the event info close to the code of conduct. You can download it directly from there. It's over 800 pages, and it has just been finished today. It was really incredible, and we have been receiving emails almost continually asking for slide changes, which we were able to accommodate, I think. Finally, I would like also to thank the different organizations that made this possible. Being responsible for organizing such an excellent conference in the framework of IASC, it was really a pleasure for us. This event would have not been possible without the Ministry of Science and Technology and Higher Education of Portugal, the Portuguese Science and Technology Foundation, with Professor Helena Pereira, which is also part of the local organizing committee as co-chair of the event, and without the full support of the agency CSAV. I would like also to emphasize the role of the Polar 2E, Polar and Extreme Environments College of the University of Lisbon, from which most of the students involved come from, and where many of us come from too. We had also students from the universities of Aveiro and Faro who became really engaged also in the process. And of course, all the organizations to which you see the logos showing up have also provided support. Finally, I have one in memoriam to make. We just became aware today that one of the chairs of a session that took place in this morning, Alfred Jacobsen from Oceans North, Nuuk, Greenland, passed away. He was not able to attend the conference, and I'm really sad for this, and I would like to make this small homage to his memory. We have asked our colleagues which were co-chairs with him, and they agreed with having this brief image of him. He was an expert on sustainable fisheries in Greenland and a tireless advocate for transboundary Inuit cooperation and indigenous rights. And with this, I finish my brief presentation. I would like to warmly thank you all, and I look forward for a fruitful cooperation, and that you see Portugal as one of the partners in polar research for the future. Thank you very much. I will pass the floor to Larry Hinzman, the president of IASC.
Thank you, Gonçalo. That was a wonderful summary, a wonderful explanation of just what the magnitude of this conference was. That's amazing. So you deserve great congratulations. So for all of us, this really has been a fantastic week. The meetings were productive, the presentations were excellent, the opportunities for virtual networking gave us an avenue to overcome the greatest advantage of an in-person meeting. So for us, it was a great week. And as you clearly described, for the organizing committee, it was a culmination of 3 years of effort. I was looking through my email last night, and on March 24th, 2018, so which is almost 3 years ago to the day, Yao Canario sent me this email message saying, I've exchanged some emails with the Minister of Science and the President of the Portuguese Science Foundation, and it seems that Portugal will send a proposal for hosting the ASSW 2021. And so it began. So 3 years of effort. So thank you for taking us to this point. For those who have never organized such a major conference, it is hard to imagine the planning and coordination that goes into such an effort. And clearly, such organization is made even more difficult in a pandemic. But they have done a wonderful job, and we appreciate their convening of this meeting and express our thanks to our Portuguese host. I'd like to take a minute to talk about why this meeting is called the Arctic Science Summit. The first ASSW was held in 1999 in Tromsø, Norway. It was intended to present an opportunity where many of the important organizations and associations that focus on the Arctic could meet at one time in one place. The value of bringing people of different nations and disciplines and career status to share ideas and understanding and data creates opportunities to partner, to collaborate, to achieve so much more together. The concept of helping groups and organizations expand their horizons and learn from each other has helped Arctic science and understanding of the global system flourish. This week, we did see much of that open sharing of ideas and the infectious spread of enthusiasm while preventing other infectious spreading. This convergence of scientists, policymakers, technical specialists, security and defense representatives, local residents, indigenous stakeholders, enables extensive and genuine exchange of ideas and concerns and promotes a better understanding of the complex interplay of interests that compose the Arctic. This week provided an opportunity for exchanges between scientists and decision makers to translate scientific research into specific plans and actions to respond to a rapidly changing Arctic. The significance of these events cannot be overstated. The global communities have come to the realization of the important role that the Arctic plays in international policy, politics, economics, and science. The Arctic has experienced tremendous changes in recent years, offering new opportunities that may be addressed through international collaborations and serious challenges that must be addressed through active investment, adaptation, and national and international coordination. It is through such engagement that we can attack problems related to the changing environment, stagnant economies, and social ills. In many respects, the Arctic retains the problems and questions that we have acknowledged for decades. In some cases, our ability to address these challenges is simply limited by lack of measurements and limited understanding. Many of the sessions focused upon lack of observations and how agencies and nations may cooperate to improve our ability to make more accurate weather and climate predictions, but also to make better appraisals of how ecosystems, coastline, wildlife populations will change. Still, other sessions focused upon societal issues and challenges faced by residents of the North. These exchanges, these conversations are important, so we may advance our science and also address society's needs. The meeting participants and organizers were pleased with the results and the product of this meeting. Problems, questions, challenges were identified and defined. People will look up from their Zoom screen and with a clear vision of these issues before us and the pathways towards resolution of these problems. We still have much work to do, but through continued dialogues and committed partnership, we can make the Arctic and the world a better place for us all. On behalf of the IASC Council, we thank the local organizing committee, the government, and the people of Portugal for your help and support in making these discussions possible. We will continue our efforts to advance Arctic science and policy. As I mentioned, the first ASSW was held in 1999 in Tromsø, Norway. Next year, we will return to Tromsø with our same purpose and our same passion. I look forward to seeing you during the next Arctic Science Summit Week in March 2022. And now I would like to pass the screen to Jørgen Berge, Chair of ASSW 2022, to share some information about our next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I say a few words about the next Science Summit Week, I would like to express also my thanks to the local committee for hosting this year's event. I'm probably still quite naive when it comes to how much work goes into organizing such an event, but it has started to dawn upon me during this week when I've gone in and listened into all sorts of different meetings and science presentations. It has really been an inspiration. So thank you very much. Next year we will return to Tromsø after 23 years. And the dates are set to 26th to 31st of March 2022. This time, the conference in Tromsø will be hosted by 3 institutions, 2 from Tromsø, the Norwegian Polar Institute, and UiT, the Arctic University of Norway, in addition to the Research Council of Norway. The conference will be somewhat different than this year. We have 6 days set aside for the meeting. The first 3 will be the business and community meetings. And then we have the Arctic Observing Summit for 3 days. There won't be a science day as such organized by us in ASSW, but we will have a nature conference organized in Tromsø back-to-back and coordinated with ASSW 22. And the nature conference will run from 31st of March to 1st of April. Importantly, next year's conference will be a hybrid conference, hopefully at least. So we'll open both for participation, physical participation, but also online participation. This is a picture from Tromsø, where we'll meet next year, taken just a few days ago from the top of the highest mountain outside Tromsø. The conference as such will mainly be located at the UiT campus, illustrated here on the picture, but some meetings and also the icebreaker will be at the Fram Center, where the Polar Institute is located. The city is quite small and very sort of geographically small, so all the hotels and the 2 campuses that we'll use will be within a very short distance from each other. So this is what it can look like for those of you who choose to come. For those of you who choose to be online, I guess you can just have a background of your own choosing and have whatever scenery or weather that you like. But for those of you who do come, this is partly what you can see, and also the northern lights that we hopefully will be possible to see during that week. Thank you very much, and I'm very much looking forward to welcome you all to Tromsø, either physically or virtually in March next year.
Thank you very much, Jørgen. I really look forward for to go to Tromsø next year. I would pass now the floor to Professor Helena Pereira, the president of the Portuguese Science and Technology Foundation.
Well, we are coming to an end of this amazing week of business meetings, of parallel meetings, of our science days. I really warmly thank all the organizers and all the participants for being with us in this amazing week. It is difficult to organize such a big event. You have seen the numbers of participants, the numbers of presentations, of posters, of everything. So we had a very largely attended meeting. And to organize that in this virtual means, it has been a lot of work. And I again thank all of our behind-the-scene people. It has been quite a job. But also it was, I think, a very fruitful week, and we learned many things. So many results were presented, many actions plans were presented, and we could see the different aspects of research and of action in the Arctic regions, different areas, different themes. We had the participation of many researchers from all over the world, both from researchers in Arctic regions as well as from non-Arctic countries like Portugal, because in fact the Arctic and what happens in the Arctic will impact everywhere in the planet. So we see that all the challenges that these polar regions are facing will, in one way or another, impact our Earth and our living. And it was very fruitful to see that researchers of different areas, from biology, engineering, earth sciences, chemistry, geological fields, and of course social and humanities fields, were together dealing with these issues. It was also very rewarding to have a large participation of indigenous people. And in fact, this stresses the importance of traditional knowledge in dealing with these regions and with the challenges they are facing, like, for instance, related to climatic changes. and also to all of our economic and societal challenges and changes. So it was really an amazing week. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did. And for the Portuguese research community, it was also, I think, a very fruitful event. I thank the president of IASC, dear Larry, to allow us for hosting this session and believing that we could do that. We were expecting to do it in another way. So we had chosen the venues and everything. Well, we have to do that on screen. But I think it was good, nevertheless. I hope that in Norway next year, Jørgen, Berge, you will have maybe a presential or at least half presential session, and I wish you all success. So thank you all, warmly thank you all, and I hope you can be with us in Portugal physically sometime in the future. Thank you so much.